Howdy, partner. Welcome to the Royce Reports. And I am your host, Royce. And today we have a lot of stuff to be talking about. We have the Xbox event finally being officially announced by Xbox themselves. And they actually told us what to expect from this event and what not to expect. But we're also going to be talking about some rumors of some stuff that might be launching after the event and might be actually showcased at the event themselves. And we're going to be talking about Ubisoft and how they are hemorrhaging money right now and might be open for a merger and acquisition, and how nobody actually wants to buy them. And we're actually going to top it all off with Gears of War. Yep, that stuff I was talking about in my last video is actually getting a lot more traction, and we're getting a lot more news about when this might be coming out and if this is actually true. So, with all that, let's talk about it. You're probably wondering, hey, you're not Coyote Peterson. And in fact, you are right. I am the Royce Reports, and I'm here to talk about some video game stuff. So let's take this seriously. Let's take this freaking hat off, and let's talk about some games. All right, so what do we have on the docket here? Well, you're probably wondering, well, okay, we've already heard enough about this Xbox event, and you're right, we have. But we actually have a lot to discuss about this thing. So Xbox finally came out and said what to expect for this Direct. Xbox and Bethesda present Developer Direct live stream on January 25th. Xbox and Bethesda will present a Developer Direct on Wednesday, January 25th, providing fans with an inside look at some of the games coming to Xbox, PC, and Game Pass over the next few months. Presented by the game creators themselves from studios including Arcane Austin, Mojang Studios, Turn 10 Studios, and ZeniMax Online Studios, the Developer Direct will focus on big features, extended gameplay showcases, and the latest info for Xbox games launching in the next few months, including The Elder Scrolls Online, Forza Motorsport, Minecraft Legends, and Redfall. So, before we get into too much detail about all of this, we're going to be talking about two things. One, how long can we expect this Developer Direct to be? And that can be actually found out by looking at a post from Bethesda themselves. The Elder Scrolls Online Developer Direct, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, this is for the Direct itself, and now we're trying to figure out, okay, well, how long is this going to last? Well, if you look right next to it, you see ESO Global Reveal Event, which is at 12:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, that would pretty much put the showcase around 45 minutes, and that is actually a great runtime. I think that this will allow the developers a really healthy chance to be able to show off their game and not feel any crunch whatsoever when it comes down to the time. And this will also mean that we actually have a decent chunk of time afforded to these IP that are becoming within the next few months. Now, I also hope that they give us some release dates, because that is very necessary, but we'll have to wait and see. And I think that if they don't have that, it's going to be a huge L. Another thing they're not going to have is Starfield. Yep, Starfield is not going to be present. Now, hold your horses. That's not a bad thing. It's actually a pretty good thing. And the reason why it's a good thing is because Bethesda themselves came out and said, to dedicate the proper amount of time for a deep dive into Starfield, a standalone show is in the works. So that is actually great news. Now, I think that Starfield itself does need its own Direct style event, and to allow us to really get more info on that game, because this game needs its time to shine in its own spotlight. But the thing about this game is that it's so huge, and a lot of people are really expecting a lot from this, that I feel like it could end up pretty much causing a black hole, no pun intended, for the other games, and actually snuff out the fires that you could have potentially had, and take all that attention on those and direct it to Starfield. And because of how big it is, no one's going to really remember or walk away with a whole lot when it comes down to those other games. And I think this is a smart move on their part. And I think what's really great about this is that they came out in the forefront and told us right off the bat, like, hey, Do not expect this here. And they're setting expectations, which is very important, because if you would have walked into that thing expecting to have some Starfield information, you would have walked away sorely disappointed. But now we could be disappointed while we walk in there because we know we're not going to be getting Starfield. But it is going to get its own showcase, which is awesome. And I think that will be the time where they're going to reveal a lot of what we don't really know about Starfield right now, but it also will give us a release date, and I hope it's within the 6 months. I really do. But if they delay it, they delay it. It is ready whenever it's ready, and we'll get our hands on it at some point. And when they do, it is going to be the game that will define a generation for sure. So enough about all that. Let's talk about the event itself. What are we going to be expecting in this event? The Elder Scrolls Online studio director Matt Fior will unveil 2023's major chapter update, including the latest regions of Tamriel to become playable in ESO, as well as major new features coming in the game's biggest update this year. The developer direct will be immediately followed by the full standalone ESO chapter reveal event hosted by ZeniMax Online Studios, which will provide all the in-depth details ESO players will be keen to know. Now, I am not a Elder Scrolls Online fan. I've never played it. I don't really know much about it, and I haven't gotten into it at all. So this is not really for me. But for the people that are excited about this, you're not only going to get information about it in this direct itself, but you're also going to have more details to follow after the show. So if you're a huge fan of that, you are going to be walking away pretty full from this event. Forza Motorsport. The team at Turn 10 Studios have been hard at work bringing fans the next generation of Forza Motorsport. Built from the ground up to take advantage of Xbox Series X and S, Forza Motorsport is back, and we can't wait to share more gameplay and exciting new details. Now, they had a lot to show off with Forza Motorsport at last Xbox event, and it looks phenomenal. It looks great. And I'm not a big Forza Motorsport person. I'm more of a Forza Horizon guy. So this is not really speaking to me. I know that this is the quintessential simulation racer for a lot of people, and this is why a lot of people actually are on the Xbox ecosystem, because Forza Motorsport is in its own category when it comes down to racing games, even the Horizon series. So if you're really into that, this is going to be a great time to get more details about that. Minecraft Legends. Mojang Studios will showcase an insider's look into the PvP multiplayer experience in Minecraft Legends, the upcoming action strategy game from the makers of Minecraft. Developed in partnership with Blackbird Interactive and launching this spring, don't miss exclusive gameplay footage at the Developer Direct. Minecraft is not something I like at all, so it just seems like everything at this event is not geared towards me, right? But the thing about these Minecraft spin-offs with Minecraft Legends and also Minecraft Dungeons, these are games that I actually enjoy. I played a lot of Minecraft Dungeons with a friend, and I had a blast doing that. And I'm not really a dungeon crawler type person, and that game really was a great entry point for someone like me. And it was fun. It was just a little fun time to kind of get lost in it. And I think that Minecraft Legends can also turn me around when it comes down to RTS games. Now, I know that this is obviously a baby game and considered to the major RTS games out there, but this is a great way to kind of dip my toe into it and see what that type of game has to offer. Redfall. The minds behind Dishonored and Prey Arcane Austin will showcase several minutes of gameplay from their upcoming FPS. The Developer Direct will reveal single and multiplayer gameplay, showing more of how you and your friends will take down bloodthirsty vampires on the picturesque island of Redfall, Massachusetts. Fans can expect to learn more about combat, customization, bosses, the open world, and more. Again, Arcane does need time in the spotlight because they are not very good at showing off their games. And I think the more gameplay, the more they talk about it, the better it is to kind of translate that to people who are on the fence. And I was actually one of those people on the fence when it came to Redfall because of the fact that it just didn't really sell me on the stuff that I've seen. But when they came out and announced that they had id come and show them how to do FPS right, that is what really piqued my interest, and now I am really excited about this. I'm also excited about diving into a co-op game because I haven't really had a lot of co-op experiences this year other than Evil West, which I should be having a review out at some point, so if you're interested in that, be sure to be on the lookout for that at some point. But I am really hungry for a good co-op experience, and I think that Redfall would be that game that me and my friends can actually hop into and fully invest our times in. So there is a lot here, right? And this is like 4 solid games that we'll be getting within the 6 months window. But I think that there's actually going to be some more Game Pass announcements that they have there. We haven't really had a strong Game Pass presence for the past month now. And that is very, very weird. We really haven't had any new additions, and it is kind of unacceptable. I don't really like that. I know that people are going to run away and say that it's fine that they do that because there's a lot to play, that it's okay. But you are paying for a service, and that service has set an expectation that you're going to be getting games rolled out to you at the beginning of the month and at the middle of the month. And if they're not meeting that quota that they set for themselves, then you should not expect more people to be subscribing. But maybe this will be the time where they will actually announce what's actually coming to Game Pass later on in January, because right now we only have confirmed Persona 3, 4, and Monster Hunter Rise. And albeit those are some really great and exciting games, we still need more. That's not acceptable from what you guys have created for us. But the reason why I bring this up is because there is rumors that maybe GoldenEye might be dropping. Rumor, GoldenEye is coming at the end of January. This is coming from Idle Sloth, who is very reliable. Yeah, that could be very, very cool to see, because I have been wanting to play GoldenEye. I used to play it all the time when I was a kid on the N64, and in fact, it is my favorite Rare game. So to actually have this game finally come to Xbox Game Pass is really cool. It's also coming to the Rare Replay bundle, so if you own that, you'll also be getting it for free. So that could be a shadow drop there for that. Also, there's been rumors circulating that the Xbox Game Pass Family and Friend Pass is actually going to be dropping at some point in the States. This is also from Idle Sloth. FYI, Xbox Game Pass Friends and Family is being advertised on the PC Xbox app in the United States. Looks like it could be launching in January. Expect an announcement at the Xbox Developer Direct Showcase. Credits to Sullivan Reset Area for the picture. And here is the picture where it says the Friends and Family Pack. It also talks about, later down in the tweet, Idle Sloth talks about Xbox Game Pass Friends and Family test page now showing up on the United States Microsoft Store. And here is an image for that portion of it. And someone else also shared a screenshot of the application, the PC application from Spain. So it might be dropping not just in the United States, but in other regions as well. And I think this is a great way to get more people into the service. And I think that this is a great way to also save money. So if you and a couple of friends are already paying for Xbox Game Pass on its own, then you can all pool that money together and Venmo each other every month or however long to be able to get a cheaper way of getting all these great games. But there's more. Yeah, there's even more potential stuff at this event. This event is getting a lot of hype when it's supposed to be this small indie. This is supposed to be this small direct dedicated to just these 4 games. But there's also rumors of Ubisoft Plus finally coming to Xbox. Not to Game Pass, but to Xbox. Ubisoft Plus might be available soon on Xbox platforms. The store backend just updated, and a whole bunch of Ubisoft titles just got a new unknown free tag, counting down to January 16th to the 17th. Titles include Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legion, Far Cry 6, Division 2, and more. So this is also shared by Idle Sloth. But this is very interesting. This is something that a lot of people have been waiting for, and it's sort of Ubisoft's take on what EA Play is doing with their services there, which is you subscribe to EA Play and you get all of their games day and date of release. And I think Ubisoft Plus is also the same exact thing, and you also get all of the DLC that is launched. So speaking of Ubisoft, there's rumors that Ubisoft is doing terrible financially and is hemorrhaging a lot of money, and all of their major franchises that they thought would be helping them during this time have actually underperformed. In an article by GameSpot, they said Ubisoft cancels 3 unannounced projects, Skull and Bones delayed yet again. After a holiday season that saw several of its games underperform, Ubisoft is refocusing its efforts on established brands. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this article just because it just gives you a lot of statements from the president of Ubisoft and how he pretty much didn't expect any of this, and how they have to kind of come together as a team and really focus on these core franchises in order to make sure that they don't go under. Now, this is very sad to see, because this could also lead to a lot of people losing their jobs and a lot of people kind of departing from the industry because of how mismanaged Ubisoft is. And it's no one's fault other than Ubisoft. We all know what a Ubisoft game entails. They are so formulaic. They are just copy and paste, and they don't offer a whole lot of differences between each iteration of their games. And it's very sad to see, because the Ubisoft games that I grew up with were very solid, were some of the best games that you could look forward to in the year. And now I kind of just let out a sigh every time I hear them mention Far Cry or Assassin's Creed. And you have things like Prince of Persia and Splinter Cell left on the wayside, while these other very stupid looking games come out and they all lose money. Now, I don't want them to just go under. I don't want them to lose all this stuff, but this is a great wake-up call for them to kind of kick them in the ass a little bit and say, like, hey, you know what? We need to actually put a lot of quality into these games, because right now the way we're making our money isn't sufficient and it isn't sustainable. Also, they have around 20,000 employees. For the amount of workers that they have is crazy for the size of this company. It just doesn't make any sense why they have so many workers when it's not necessary to have that many. It is they're just bleeding themselves dry when it comes down to a lot of this stuff. But rumor has it that they've tried to sell themselves, but no one wants to buy them. This is coming from Jeff Grubb, so you know he's a very reliable leaker, and this is what he has to say. Ubisoft definitely already did the rounds proposing acquisitions and mergers with other similar companies, and it mostly got laughed at. It's just too unwieldy. Its strength was its distributed development structure, and now that is an albatross. I hope it tries to ride it out, because I think it might hold on to more people than if it tried to slim down for a merger and acquisition. Either way, though, it seems grim. Making games is a real tough business. That is pretty sad to see, but it is it's kind of funny at the same time that no one wants to buy Ubisoft. And it's true, because of the way that their titles are mishandled, the way that people, a lot of gamers perceive Ubisoft. No one really wants to touch them right now. And I think that the only way they'll be able to actually sell to someone is if it's dirt cheap. I know that they have a lot of great franchises that were one-time greats, like Far Cry, like Assassin's Creed, like Splinter Cell. But they are just not doing it for me anymore. They're not doing it for a lot of people, apparently. But who knows? Hopefully they can get themselves out of this. Capcom has done it, and other studios have also done it. So I don't expect them to fall. I don't expect them to fall flat on their face. I know that they can actually turn things around, but they need to do so pretty quick. Now, for the last bit of news is this Gears of War Remastered talk, right? There's a bunch of rumors. And no, I'm not talking about the card game, okay? Everyone's running around with this card game stuff. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual remastered rumors that are going on. So, according to Special Nick, the Gears remasters are still happening. I, for one, would love to replay these amazing games remastered for series consoles. Would be a great way to recap and get reinvested before Gears 6. Nick also responded to this tweet saying, I keep telling Jez Corden and Randolph Thor that I won't back down. It's happening. Peter goes on to say, I would love this. Such amazing games, and they deserve a sprucing up for the current gen. Reaching a new audience before the next main installment would be amazing. Which Nick replies, I'm currently not allowed to give much more detail than it's happening at the moment. I'm working on loosening the grip, but even as someone who isn't a big Gears fan anymore, what this is should be really awesome. Add even better adjectives for Gears fans. And also, this is not the only person that is running around talking about this. We also have Cliffy B himself even making a post about it too. If they do a Gears collection, what should they call it? Marcus Phoenix collection, the complete War Machine, War is Hell, here's a lot. So he's also kind of playing around with the idea of them doing a remaster. Now, he's not involved with the series anymore, so it doesn't really matter what he says. But it's very interesting to see a lot of people talking about this, and even one of the original creators of Gears of War talking about it. And I think this is actually, if there's smoke, there's fire. And I know that when it comes down to Gears of War Remastered, a lot of people just it's just one of those things that people just say is happening and never is, like a Bloodborne remaster. But I think that this is actually them gearing up for an actual remake or remaster of the original trilogy, because it's the writing is on the wall here. You have this franchise that just had a TV series announced. They just had a movie announced, both Netflix adaptations. So you have a potential to gain a lot of people, a lot of brand new people into the series. So if you're going to try and bring these people to the series, what would be the best way to get everyone invested in that, right? Is after they see the Netflix show, they go over and they buy an Xbox and they're like, I want to play Gears of War because I love the Netflix series so much. Well, how do we play it? Oh, well, it's kind of spruced up between on 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series. It's all over the place. So why not just make a one whole collection, remaster all of those games, and then put it on the box and have people double dip and get brand new players into it? Not only does this allow for a brand new audience to actually be able to hop into this franchise and experience the whole thing from beginning to end and get caught up in preparation for Gear 6, this allows people to also get a chance to play these games on PC, because the PC launches of these games are also sporadic and not all of them actually are on PC. So this gives people on the PC a lot of leverage as well, and it can also spruce up the multiplayer. And I know that multiplayer for Gears of War is kind of only meant for the hardcore, and it's just why it's a big turnoff for a lot of people. But if you are able to add more people, you're able to add more people to also fall in love with it and get involved with the series. And I would love to play Gears of War 2 on the Xbox again. I know that there's still a small active group on the original 360, but I really would love to see what these Gears of War games would look like in Unreal Engine 5. And on top of all that, if you gave it to Coalition to produce this game on Unreal Engine 5, that just gives them more practice with Unreal Engine 5. So when Gear 6 finally does come out, they can freaking hit it out of the park and have this game be the best looking game ever created. So I really do think that there is a potential for this to come out, because they're putting so much energy in trying to get a Gears of War series. They're trying to get this Gears of War card game. I know it's these little things, but it's the merchandise that really gets people involved with the series. So I'm really excited for this, and I really do hope that we can play Gears of War 1, 2, 3, Judgment, 4, 5, 6, and Hivebusters all in one place, because I think these stories need to be told. They are a great series, and a lot of people can just look at Gears and kind of from the outside looking in, it looks like a typical bro shooter that Xbox is known for, but is actually a lot more than that, and it's a lot deeper than what people actually think. So if you haven't gotten to Gears of War, I think you should, and I do hope that they do get involved with this and actually hope that these rumors are true. So what do you guys think of all this news that is coming out? Do you guys expect this to be happening? Do you think that the direct format is a good format going forward? Because I do. I think this is great. I think this is a great way for them to show us, the fans, what to expect. It gives us, it kind of holds us off for bigger shows down the line, and it gives a lot of people hope for the Xbox franchise. What do you think about Ubisoft? Do you think that Ubisoft is actually going to go and try to sell themselves to somebody? And if they do, who do you think is going to buy them? And Gears of War, is Gears of War happening? Is it just this dust in the wind that people just keep running with? Or is there actually some weight behind that? And what do you guys think about the family Game Pass plan? Will you be involved with it, or are you just going to stick to what you have now? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate you all for subscribing. And if you want to subscribe, it's the buttons right here. Oh, that's weird. It's usually right there. If it's not there, then it's probably going to be over here. If it's not over here, then it's probably going to be over there. Wherever it may be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. And remember, take it easy.